the release of the new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 this year to rave reviews, I've been forced to accept the fact that this series is now purely an object of nostalgia. Games like the first three are just old now. They're old hap. And though I enjoy them, I have to accept that, look, the series isn't coming back. This fact is surprising to me, because if you remember back then, 15 years ago, these games were hot. If you remember in 2000, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 was fairly widely considered the best game to come out that year. And with success like that came the desire to play it on the road. And so, we got Tony Hawk 2, but on batteries. These games had four major components that made them great. There was exploration, there was a difficulty curve, there was progression, and creativity. And you could put those in any game, and you would wind up being successful. However, the move to such an underpowered console had to take away one of those.
Just look at how bad this looks. I mean, that's the only way I can really describe this. This just looks terrible and unplayable, and it feels unplayable too because it is. Everything here is familiar to an experienced player. The scenery is all recognizable, sure, but you're chained either to side-scrolling or constantly moving on an isometric plane. It just doesn't play like the original game would. And that would be fine, but in order to put a Tony Hawk game successfully onto a 2D plane, you would have to change everything. A good 2D skateboarding game would have to be completely different from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. All of these goals are needlessly difficult too, especially the combo ones. There's no space and no ability to use the limited creativity you're allowed. It's like if Michelangelo was supposed to paint the Sistine Chapel on a note card with an 8-pack of Crayola-colored pencils. These controls are awful too. Your sense of momentum is basically absent. It's not possible to enjoy this game, even when they come close to getting something right. They just don't succeed. It's really like if Michelangelo was supposed to paint the Sistine Chapel on a note card with an 8-pack of Crayola-colored pencils, but somebody was moving the note card all over the place as he was trying to paint. You ever notice how fundamentally different Mario 64 and Mario World are? The type of goals you try to accomplish in the two games are just so different, and you couldn't move World into 3D and expect success, and vice versa. And that's how this version of Tony Hawk 2 fails. It was never going to be good in 2D if it tried to be the same game fundamentally. Even if the fundamentals were good, there's just nothing else good about it, even the controls and the graphics, everything is terrible.
Okay, this game is bad, but like in a holistic sense. There is literally nothing good about it. Everything is bad. And it's one of the only games I can say that about, and the fact that it's a port of one of the only games that you can basically find zero flaws with is really impressive, and I think it should be commended for that. It's actually so bad that I'm kind of impressed.